Welcome to RE Uncut. Our daily shows are supported by Printforce, Shore Agents, Rock End and CoreLogic.
This week's shows are going to be hosted by Dean Yeo. Good morning, I'm Kevin Turner. Dean's chosen Cameron Schwab as his guest, and I'm so happy that he did because Cameron is a CEO, leadership coach and strategist working with CEOs and emerging leaders to achieve high levels of performance. I had the privilege of sitting in and listening to their conversations, and it really lifted me. And that's something that we can all do with right now. I know that you're going to get a lot this week. Dean and Cameron will be back in just 30 seconds.
In today's market, great ideas alone simply aren't enough, but innovative execution can hand you a real competitive advantage. Nightlight is a cutting-edge illuminated signboard by Printforce that offers round-the-clock visibility and features that maximise advertising space, improving your exposure. Buyers can now see the full picture, day or night, with Nightlight's edge-to-edge illuminated surface, which utilises environmentally friendly, scratch-resistant technology. Nightlight is as versatile as you need to be in today's market.
Hi everyone, it's Dean Yeo. Now I've got Cameron with me. This is day one. Welcome, Cameron.
And you do know. Thanks very much for the opportunity of having a chat.
Oh, it's a cracker. Now, the first one is that we don't rise to the level of our ambition, but we fall to the level of our systems. I had to look down and read that one because it was
right.
Full on. Tell me about that.
No, I think we spend. Look, I can't say it's mine. It's like a lot of things that you pick up when you read. It comes from a book called Atomic Habits from James Clear, and I really recommend the book. Yeah, and I think we don't lack for ambition, do we? We don't. There's always something else we want to achieve. There's the idea of doing something's often better than the reality of it, and another take might be design beats discipline as well. I use that a little bit, and that. Yes, you do have to have goals, you do have to have objectives, and you do have to think these things through. But if you're not careful, they become quite fleeting if you don't build a system around yourself, which enables on an everyday basis for that to in fact happen. And even in the setting of goals, as it relates to strategy, whether it's personal strategy or organisational strategy, there's an understanding of what winning might look like, as in what is the objective, what success might look like here, but what is the capability that we actually need to achieve that success. And I think that we need to focus more on current capability than we do necessarily on goals, because objectives do change as capability changes. Sometimes you realise you have to slow it down a little bit. Other times you realise you can actually speed it up a little bit. We might be a bit ahead of where we thought we were. So. And it also comes from the sort of the professional sport background that I've got, is that I stopped thinking of elite sport or the competition I was involved with, the AFL, as being club versus club a long time ago, and I realised it was system versus system more than anything, because we understood our objectives were quite similar, as in we were trying to win, and we were trying to win the premiership. That's the goal here. Why is it that some clubs consistently achieve it and others don't? And I think it's mainly that they've built a system as it relates to the way they want to play. It relates to the way they want to develop talent, or the way they want to coach, the way they want to actually even develop their clubs outside of their playing, from an outside of the playing perspective. And I think it all builds around systems. And I think it's very underrated. You've got to be careful your systems don't become so rigid that you stay with them beyond their natural life. So you've always got to evolve your system, and you've always got to grow your system. But it's the stuff that we do every day. It's the stuff that we do on a regular basis, which becomes the critical aspect of achieving our objectives.
That's a really great point, because it really does. It does come down to our habits of what we do day to day. And I love that analogy that you put in there about the AFL, because there are 12 different teams, and it really is down to the systems between them. So
it is, yeah, and when you get it right, the good thing about it is that it becomes very difficult to replicate. Your system is unique to you, and it's why sometimes clubs actually struggle, even when a coach may have had success in one system, often don't have success in another system, and sometimes players the same. The system just was actually one that they could operate well with it, and like a lot of people, I'm watching The Last Dance, the Michael Jordan stuff on Netflix at the moment, and it's just outstanding because it gives you an insight into their system that, despite his greatness, and he obviously contributed to the prospect of them winning through his outstanding talent. But it was his ethos and the fact that Phil Jackson was so committed to a system of play, which actually brought out the best in the team, and in most cases brought the best out in Michael. But it didn't mean that Michael had to, wasn't the one who was, scoring the winning score at the end. It takes a team to score a goal, whilst an individual will kick it. It takes a team to score it, and that's really been underpinned in watching that, where you see even the most elite of talents, perhaps the most elite team-based sportsman who's ever played the game, come to the realisation that he can only achieve what he ultimately wants to achieve, and that's team success, if he plays within the system that the team requires.
Well, that's a great point for day one. Look forward to day two. Cheers.
Yes, good on you.
The daily RE Uncut shows are supported by Printforce, Shore Agents, Rock End and CoreLogic. RE Uncut is one of the anchor shows at retplus.com, the home of property.